Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another book review. Now, if you'd seen my last book review, which was Nydia Hetherington's A Girl Made of Air, you would have seen that next I was reading, I have to put the cup of tea down in order to pick up the book. Next up I was reading Born to be Mild, Adventures for the Anxious by Rob Temple. Now, I didn't buy this myself. This was actually a present from my boyfriend Michael. He's been following and really enjoying the Twitter account of Very British Problems. I think the Twitter handle is @SoVeryBritish. He's been loving that since finding it a couple of months ago. He regularly will read out the tweets to me. So I think when he saw that Rob Temple had a book out, he thought, oh, Hayley might like that. So this book is Rob embarking on 50 adventures. Each chapter is a new adventure. And basically he's trying to pull himself out of a self-induced life of solitude. He works from home, as I'm sure a lot of us do right now. He works on social media and he rarely encounters other people. And he feels as though the world is telling him to YOLO. You only live once. Get out there, do something adventurous, live each day as though it's your last. So in each chapter he tries to do something a little bit different. Now, it could be something little like trying yoga for the first time, beekeeping, or it could be something a little bit more adventurous, maybe something a little bit further afield. So he takes a solo trip to Barcelona, he rents an Airbnb in London, he basically tries to push himself out of his comfort zone. Some he enjoys, most I would say he probably doesn't, but what I like is the realisation that actually he's fine just as he is. It's really about someone who is quite mild and is quite anxious, as the title would suggest, who is trying to push themselves a little bit further because the world always seems to tell you that you need to be bungee jumping, you need to be living each day like it's your last. And quite often after one of his little adventures he'll come to the realization that actually he's fine just as he is. Sometimes it's quite nice to actually have a non-adventurous, non-dramatic, quite routine day. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you enjoy. And without sounding really cheesy, I guess one of the bits that I really liked was his realization that the best adventures are usually because of the people that you're with. They're not necessarily because of where you are or the activity that you're doing. In the world that we're living in at the moment, I think this is even more important to remember. Basically, this is the inner monologue of a very anxious man. Don't pick this up thinking that you're going to get a lot of advice, that this is going to be sort of hand-holding you through any sort of mental health issues. It isn't that, and I know from reviews that I've read that quite a lot of people picked this up thinking that. There are quite a lot of references to Rob's mental health throughout this book. It's quite serious, but it's really glossed over. I'm not sure whether that's been done in a kind of a typically British way, or whether that's just how the author deals with things. I guess what is nice about this book is that sort of that comfort in other people feel this way too. You know, you may not be that person that wants to get out there and, you know, live life to the max every single day. You may really enjoy routine. That's fine, and that's what this book tells you, is that you do you. This is a very, I mean, as you'd expect from the author, this is a very perceptive book. It's full of true observations of the British public, again, as you might expect from the author. It is very funny in parts. For me, I didn't like the consistent need to be funny, but I guess that's just the way of the author. But there were some bits in here, and I never do this, there are some bits in here that I have marked, so I've turned the pages over. I'm someone who likes to keep my books pristine, so this is big. But there are a couple of bits in here that I just wanted to read out to you because they really struck a chord with me. They couldn't be more accurate if they tried. Okay, so I don't know about you, but when I was growing up and I was at school, my dad always watched Antiques Roadshow on a Sunday night. I actually think he still does now. Being freelance, I've watched a lot of Cash in the Attic and Flog It. I also occasionally catch Antiques Roadshow for that tangible back to school tomorrow punch to the gut. There's no weekend is over siren, quite like watching someone having an old vase valued. I mean, When I hear the music of Antiques Roadshow, it fills me with dread. Now that could be on a Friday night, so what he says there really spoke to me. Another thing that I loved about this book was the close relationship that Rob has with his parents. I can totally relate to that. It also made me feel quite cozy when he was talking about just sitting at the table, having a chat with his mum and dad over a cup of tea, or Christmas with his family. I loved that, and it made me feel very sort of calm and relaxed. This isn't a storybook. Don't pick this up thinking you're going to be able to immerse yourself in a story. It's not like that. It hasn't been written like that. I feel that actually this might be best to kind of be picked up, put down, read a couple of chapters or a couple of adventures here and there. I think that's how you're probably going to get the most enjoyment out of this book. I feel as though I've been a bit waffly in this, probably because there isn't a story necessarily for me to talk through, but I really enjoyed this. I think if you're looking for a book that is very easy to read, you can pick up, you can put down, you don't have to follow a story, you want something quite light-hearted, you maybe want a bit of reassurance about feeling as though you don't have to live your life to the max, that it's okay to just be someone who enjoys routine, who enjoys pottering around, then pick this up and give it a read, because it definitely will give you that reassurance. So I am going to be scoring Born to be Mild by Rob Temple 7 out of 10. And next up I am reading Dolly Alderton's new novel Ghosts. Now it's not out yet. I believe it is out at the beginning of October. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed and you're keen to see what I think of that, or you just enjoy book reviews, book related content, then please press subscribe, press that little bell, you'll be notified when I next upload a video. I've had quite a few new subscribers over the last month or so thank you so much if that is you. Just realised I haven't actually drunk any of my tea, so it's probably going to be cold by now. No, it's actually alright. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please give it the thumbs up below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of recommending my videos. And I hope to see you again back here next weekend where I will have another video for you. Have a good week. Take care. Bye.